Enterprises Minister Pravin Gordhan are expected today to brief the media on the ongoing challenges at the Richards Bay port in KwaZulu-Natal. Traffic along the N2 between Richards Bay and Matuba on the north coast of KwaZulu-Natal has worsened, and there is 10 kilometers long of congestion because of the number of trucks on the road. The congestion follows Transnet's decision to hold the delivery of cargo by road into the Richards Bay Port Terminal. Let's now speak to our reporter Vusi Kumalo about this. He's joining us live from Richards Bay. Vusi, good morning. Thank you so much for making time for us. Tell us about what the situation is currently like at the Richards Bay Port.
Yes, good morning, Aldrin. Yes, indeed. We are currently waiting for the president. He has just arrived in a chopper here at the biggest coal export terminal that is called Richards Bay in the north coast of the province of KwaZulu-Natal. Well, the president has just arriving in a helicopter, so we're waiting for him. Also waiting for him is the Minister of Public Enterprises, Mr. Pravin Gordhan, who is already here. I must also make a mention that from yesterday, Minister Gordhan has been having those important meetings with stakeholders here at the Transnet, as well as the municipality of Umhlatuze, in efforts to try and resolve the impasse of the gridlock of traffic, with the number of traffic on the roads here, especially leading to the ports here in Richards Bay from Mtuba all the way using the N2 up to the John Ross Highway all the way to this airport, with a number of stakeholders having already been impacted and affected already, with the municipalities saying that it is now forced to pay overtime to the traffic personnel who are manning the traffic, staging the trucks along the N2 as well as the John Ross Highway, saying that now they also have an extra burden on their shoulders because they have to pay overtime. Let me step out of the shot. I don't know if we can see perhaps some movements here. The president entourage coming in here to have those important stakeholders meeting with the Minister Pravin Gordhan having already arrived. He arrived here yesterday, having meetings with other stakeholders as well. So this is a convoy driving the president of the country, Mr. Cyril Ramaphosa, to continue in his efforts to ensure that the impasse that is currently on the route to the airport is being resolved. I must also make a mention that this is the biggest or busiest and also the largest port terminal in the whole African continent, currently handling more than 50 million tons of coal cargo. That's a coal that has been, the trucks have already been suspended, so that Transnet has got some time to clear out all the nominated cargo that is currently being handled here. So that is the main challenge that is here at this port of Richards Bay, holding or handling 50 tons of coal exports. That is also destined to overseas countries, because we know that after the Russia's invasion of Ukraine, there's been a number of countries, especially those in Africa and Europe, there's been scrambling for coal. So that also forced the challenges that we are currently having, because a number of these countries are trying to find markets so that they can get coal. So with South Africa being one of the coal producers, so it is also the country that is currently being manufactured or producing coal. So a number of countries are want this coal, much needed coal at this time, because due to the war that is currently in Ukraine, Russia's invasion of Ukraine. So a number of countries want this coal, with South Africa being the producer. So it makes it difficult for South Africa to produce, and also to ensure that this coal do get to the port, especially because this has resulted in the traffic volumes being very high due to the a spike of a high in demand for coal and other minerals. So the South African roads, especially the N2, as we are going towards Richards Bay, has got high volumes of traffic with trucks. With now Transnet having suspended all the freight that is suspended, all the cargo, especially the coal that is going through the N2 as well as the John Ross Highway. So the president is here to come and try in his efforts to ensure that the impasse or the problems and challenges that are currently here are being resolved. I must also make a mention that he has just got in, as we have perhaps seen him with his entourage as well. We can try and see if we can get in and perhaps steal a word or two from him, because he is about to also be addressing the media. That's what we've been told, that at 1 o'clock he will be addressing the media in a media briefing later on today at 1 o'clock. But he will be having a briefing. Transnet authorities, the management will be here. We're also seeing Jomo Sbiya, who's a special advisor to the president of the country. We've also seen then those visuals. Pravin Gordhan, the Minister of Public Enterprises, is also part of the engagements that are currently unfolding. Must also expect, I don't know if we have seen the Minister or the local mayor of Umhlatuze municipality, Mr. Xolani Ngwezi. I've also seen the premier of the province of KwaZulu-Natal, Nomusa Dube Ncube, who is also part of the stakeholders meeting that is currently taking place. So from here, they'll be doing a walkabout so that see the extent of the number of cargo that is here. They'll be coming back, and thereafter they will be having a media briefing so that they will update the nation about the challenges being had here.
Vusi, I don't know if you are still able to hear us. It seems okay. It seems that that link there to Vusi is unstable. But if you are still able to hear us, Vusi, what's the last word that you've heard from the truckers with regards to the situation and that queue leading up to the Richards Bay port?
Yes, I must also say that the truckers and the truck drivers have been, some of them are being forced to stay here for about 3 days without offloading their loads. This is especially the truck drivers who are coming all the way from the provinces such as Mpumalanga, carrying coal and other minerals as well. So they've been saying that it's been quite a challenge from early this year, since there's been a high demand for coal and other minerals in the country. So you can imagine as well. So this is also causing, it's a logistical nightmare for other motorists as well, especially the truck drivers who are staying there in a truck. There's also no ablution facilities that have been provided for the truck drivers who are lining the road all the way from Umtuba, that is stretching about 10 kilometers all the way from the port of Richards Bay. So it has been quite a challenging, it's been very challenging for the truck drivers to drive all the way from Mpumalanga, only to be stopped here for 3 days, and then they offload their load into the port. Some cargo have been suspended.
Okay, no, that line there to Vusi Khumalo not stable, but a bit later on we'll try to get back to him, as he just indicated that the president, who has just arrived, as you've seen then, with the Minister of Public Enterprises, Pravin Gordhan, will be addressing the media a bit later on. Remember that the Trucking Association has also told us yesterday that the economy stands to lose about 7 billion rand a day due to the ongoing delays at the Richards Bay port. I think we have Vusi back. Vusi, you are still explaining to us the conditions that some of the truckers who are queuing in this queue that is about 10 kilometers long and the state that they find themselves in, also this issue around the lack of ablution facilities.
Yes, indeed, that is true. The lack of ablution facilities has been queuing here for meters because as you are coming from Mtuba, passing Mtuba, you are using the N2 freeway before you join John Ross Highway. That's a road, a main road leading to the port. So you can imagine that the truck, especially the traffic personnel from Umhlatuze municipality, here in the port of Richards Bay, in and around the city, even other motorists are having these challenges because it is very difficult to negotiate your way through, even though the municipality also did make a mention that this is also an extra burden on their shoulders because now they have to pay or over time to their traffic personnel because they are the ones who are actually manning the traffic that is here on the John Ross Highway. So the municipality is intending to launch a litigation against a Transnet and also against a government because they are arguing that it is not their responsibility to man traffic, especially on the highway and also on the freeway. That is their responsibility that should lie squarely on Transnet as well as the government, as this has forced the president of the country to come here in efforts to ensure that they do try and resolve the impasse, the challenges that are currently here in the port of is here to brief the president on how to go on about how to make their way forward, especially about so that they can get the solutions that will be seeing all these trucks being taken to the port without network. That's the one that has been problematic all these years because the collapse and also the decay on the rail network is especially being the one that is being the authorities are saying is the cause of all of this because the road network was not designed or initially designed to carry amount of trucks around the port of Richards Bay. So the municipality is saying that so that these trucks, the volume of the traffic by the trucks will be lessened. And also what we also got from the Transnet is that a single train can actually accommodate 400 trucks off the road. So that you can see that just a single truck alone having that amount of cargo on its shoulders. So it's very important that they do get the rail network to work. So they are letting our camera person so that we can have just a shot close by, but as the media are being kept outside. Currently on your shoulder, on your visuals there, you can see the president of the country, Mr. Cyril Ramaphosa, and on the side, okay, on the side is Pravin Gordhan, the Public Enterprises Minister. There's also Nomsa Dube. She's also part of the delegation that is meeting the president of the country, and also with Jomos Beya, who is the special advisor to the president of the country. They are trying to show them where also the that are around an unprecedented I've just been let in, but surely there's nowhere I can still a wait or two from the authorities currently engaged. Solutions can be sought here. So just let our camera person Sbusi Sotembe just to give you some views, to give you some visuals of what is currently taking place. But surely from this, they'll be taking a tour to the Tuzekazi, that harbor near this one. I must also make a mention that this is one of the deepest sea harbors you can get in Africa, and also one of the biggest coal terminal, currently handling 50 million tons of coal exported worldwide. As I've said earlier on, that since there was this Russian invasion in Ukraine, so there's been a number of demand. There's been a number of countries, especially from Asia and Europe, who are in need of the coal. So South Africa becoming part of those countries. So with South Africa being one of the coal producers, so a number of these countries are needing coal from South Africa. So hence we are seeing a number of trucks on the country's roads trying to take the coal from, especially in Mpumalanga province, so that it can be taken to the port of Richards Bay, so that they can reach those destinations. So the economy has been impacted as a result. And let me see if I can take the mic to the president. You can hear.
That is Minister's request. Situated there in number 9. It's right opposite our 600 series, which is our entity. If it happens. So we've got 2 power sheets in front. I think both contributing about 450 megawatts of power. And then we've got, this will be an FSRU. So these 3 will be here permanently. Then if we have a vessel that is carrying LNG coming to offload, it will come in, it will dock here, it will offload on this, and then these are the 2 power ships, and then we've got a power line that is going all the way out. And then we've got a container handling facility.
And where would the other 3,000 megawatts station be?
It's somewhere outside of us. Yeah. Okay. And then we've got number 10, which is 605, and number 8. That's why we've got a container handling facility. It's going to have a capacity of about 200,000 TEUs. Maybe I should say we do handle containers in the port of Richards Bay. However, it's through our multi-purpose terminal. That means a vessel that comes in for containers needs to come in with its own cranes. So now we are building a facility that will be able to have these mobile cranes. It will have about 200,000 TEUs. Maybe 200,000. Initially, because Durban is earmarked for containers. Within the region, there was an outcry. So we had to make a facility, even though
outcry for.
But the volume is not such that you would want to put a fully fledged container terminal, because the demand for this facility is not as you would want. It's the Durban main.
It's more Durban.
Yes.
Yeah, Durban. So this is more for bulk.
No, it's for
just containers.
So it will be able to handle containers, but only 200,000 in the year.
Yeah. How many now?
It'll be about half the size of Port Elizabeth.
Yeah, it's making up.
And then let me to it was built in 1976, an old infrastructure. So now we are upgrading our infrastructure so that we are able to pull in more wagons. Because currently we do pull more than, it was designed to pull in more than 40. However, if you do shunting, now that takes time. So in order for us to be more efficient, we just pull at least 100. In the future, we're actually planning to build a reed balloon so that we pull 150 one time, so that we are much quicker. So it's part of our constraints project, trying to, because concern is our presence, we need to make sure that we are not suffering anyway. And then number 13, there's 709 and 710. Those are proposed new beds. At first, because things are changing, they are becoming bigger. We had an outcry from our customers here that they want to call in bigger vessels, and they wanted us. But engineering-wise, it was not easy to change because it goes deep into the water. So we are proposing to build this which will be bigger sizes to carry the new generation.
What size vessels can you carry?
14,000
TUs.
So it will be a
Is that
massive.
the limit, the 14,000?
No, they keep, because of new generation, they will obviously go up to about 23,000.
And
because
urban
of the
handles, how many? What?
at the moment, we take about 9,000.
Full size?
Yeah.
Because the berth is not
The
deep
berth.
enough, yes.
Yeah, the draft is not deep enough. That's why we are
Which one is
embarking on
over deeper pools?
This is
This is
actually
one of
Moha
Moha
is
is the
deep water,
next,
about 16.4.
and then Saldanha is the
Saldanha.
How deep is that?
Also about
Saldanha is about 16 and a half.
16 and a half.
16.5, yeah.
Okay. And Cape Town not.
Cape Town is, what is it, 14, 15?
It's 14. It's
Yeah,
14
about
and a half.
14 and a half.
But it's more challenged.
It's challenged because of the
Of the
weather.
weather. Okay.
This one is about 19 on the entrance channel, and then it goes to about 18 as you fall into the berth. So these are the two islands that I spoke about. And then this is an extension of our ferro slab.
Crown.
It's a ferro slab so that we can handle more chrome. And then we've built two new.
So this is the chrome that would come from the north.
Yes.
We will also
Raleigh
be,
area.
yes, and also we will also be relocating the chrome that is in the port of Durban to come to this particular terminal. Yeah, because we want to consolidate all chrome because we're positioning this particular port as a dry bulk port. So anything.
Of consolidating is we are able to get high equipment, which right equipment actually gives you better results. So proposed new berth will support terminal. This is the report of the actual thing. On the other side, we just have 3D pictures of what it would look like when we start in some development.
Let's talk about the land swap.
Okay, all right. We currently on a land swap with the municipality where we are giving them some pieces of
They
land.
want land.
They want a portion of the land, also want some of the land because the development framework plan that you've shown there, it actually goes out of our current port limits. So we needed to secure land.
What do they need the land for?
They need the land for their township development.
Township development.
Yes.
Okay.
So
and what do you
belongs
need
to
the
us.
land for?
We need the land for the future development of the port.
Expansion.
So
So which land is that?
these are the port limits in red. So you will not see it on this one because it extends all the way this side. It will extend the port to 3,500 hectares. So currently the agreement with the municipality has been signed. We needed to conclude the study for the location of services because part of the plan about has services from the municipality that cuts into the plan. So we need to give the assurance that we will be relocated safely before the conclusion of that is done.
What is in that land at the moment?
Currently, John Ross is in that land.
The road.
The road. Yes, we've also got the power.
Municipalities, except for services, there's nothing.
Except for water, there's also a power line from Eskom. That all those, the agreement is planned to be concluded by March 2015.
March, that's too far.
So,
How are you?
all right. Yeah. These are here right now.
Of the 6 series, the 7 series, and the 8 series, forming part of the Bayview precinct. We've got 3 precincts, so Bayview.
Well, that's the president of the country there with the Public Enterprises Minister Pravin Gordhan at the Richards Bay Port, which has been facing a number of problems. And a bit later on at around 1 o'clock rather, as Vusi Kumalo has said that there will be a press briefing by the president as well as the Public Enterprises Minister to look at some of the interventions that are going to come from government to try and salvage the situation.